In this video, I'm going to go over what I consider one of the most least talked about, but most beneficial mobility / strength exercise that I think is great, and that is rocking. So now when most people, when they go over rocking, they just go over just your basic rock. A lot of people call it something different. I forget what exactly they do call it, but it's just on your hands and knees and just nice and easy, gently rocking forward and back. What I'm thinking about when I'm doing it is I'm trying to get my shoulders, past my fingertips, and then trying to get my butt down to my calves or my heels, whichever it touches. Now, the thing that people don't talk about when it comes to this exercise is not only like what is it doing, even just this, but all the different variations that you can do off of or do it with rocking. So just right here, while I'm doing this rocking, I'm really working on my posture because I'm making sure I'm keeping my head up. I'm not allowing my back to round while I'm doing this. I'm working on head control because I'm not just letting my head just kind of flop around here, looking down at the ground. I'm looking out in front of me while I'm doing it. I'm working on some shoulder mobility and some gentle shoulder strength. I'm working on some hip mobility, working on knees. I'm getting that butt all the way down, so I'm compressing my knee as much as I can. On my toes, I'm also working on some mobility in my feet and then also my ankles. I could also go down onto the tops of my feet, get a little more range of motion here. So I'm just, again, working everything a little bit, working my core again because I'm keeping good posture while I'm doing this. And typically this is the type of rocking that you would see most people show. But I'm going to go over a bunch of different ways that you can do some rocking and add this to your routines. And I really do think it's going to make a big difference. Rocking is something that I do every single day. There's never a day where I don't at least do some sort of rocking. All right, so let's just start off with adding a circular pattern to these rocks. So now we're hitting those hips and joints and more of a circular motion. You always want to make sure that you even out and you go both ways while you're doing this. All right, you can do an adductor rock or a kickstand rock. Kick your foot out to the side. Now, when you go down, you're going to get a nice deep stretch in your groin, your adductors. And at any point in time while you're rocking, you can switch between being on your toes or on the tops of your foot. That is completely up to you. Like I was just on my toes. Now I can switch and go to the tops of my foot. Little patches. Okay, again, always making sure we do both sides. Now, what you ultimately want to try to get to when you're doing this adductor rock, kickstand rock, is this foot, the toe, lined up with that knee. You don't need to go any further. That's going to be a different type of rock that we'll do next. But if you can't get up this high, you can go back a little bit. Just, go where you can go for now. And not bending the elbows. I'm not coming down and bending my elbows while I'm doing this. All right, now we're going to go into another rock, which is called the hurdler rock. At least that's what I call it. And now I'm rocking forward and back here. So now getting a little bit more into that hamstring and then the hip flexor and the other leg. Trying to keep my head and chest up. And we're going to switch sides. And you can, I'm just showing this demonstration. So you figure out how many times you want to do it. Sometimes I'll do it just because it feels really good until I get bored. Other times I'll, do it for certain sets or certain reps and or time. Now another way you could rock is if you want to get a little more in the groin, a little more in the hip flexors, get more in like a frog sitting position, and then let your hips drop. I'll show you from the side for this one. So my knees, my feet are close together, my knees are out wide. I'm gonna bring my hands out a little bit more in front of me than I would in a regular rock, and then just try to bring my hips to the ground. Still keeping my arms straight though, I'm not bending my elbows. So this is a frog rock. Now, if you want to start to try to add a little bit more strength to it, you could now just come and elevate your knees off the ground and do an elevated rock. And then you could also do a push-up, like rocking push-up. So you can do it on your knees where you start back, do your push-up. And then you can also do these elevated rocking push-up. When you do these, your butt still goes straight back, not up in the air. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but that would be kind of more of a Hindu push-up. So we want to just try to rock straight back. All right, so that was just a quick demo of some different variations of the rock. I hope you enjoy it. Add it to your training and then post in the comments what you thought about them. Hey, thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. Hopefully that means that you got some good information and you saw some value in the exercise that I just went over. If that is the case, I'd really appreciate it if you would hit the like button and then maybe even consider subscribing. But please definitely the like button if you did find this to be informative and of some value to you. Also, I want to let you know that I do have a school community. I am a personal trainer. I've been 15 years experience. 55 years old, and I feel like I'm still in my 20s. So I've really just kind of in that community, I put workouts in there and just stuff that I do on my own that help me still be what I consider an athlete at the age of 55. 7-day free trial after that. If you want to join, it's $29 a month. Cancel anytime. It's on the school platform, so easy to use app. You could also go to the website. Some follow along workouts are in there, and then some do on your own where I just go over what the workout that you'll do that day is. So also just uploaded the first phase of a 6-phase program called Plagevity, which is all based on being able to, in your middle, say 40 or older, 40 and beyond, still be able to, work out and move and feel good and not be afraid to take on what life can throw at you. So check it out. Link will be in the description. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.